it's only day one, and I'm losing my mind because I'm already changed.
Incredible, and so many connections. It's crazy.
I came to take my speaking to the next level. They took my life to the next level.
Ain't no competition when you make it to the top.
More family time, more abundance. You've been made for more.
Either you're in the midst of adversity, just came out of adversity, or you're about to head into some adversity. So you better be prepared for it either way.
Don't miss it because it's life-changing.
So he supported my endeavor. I was like, I'm gonna go support him at this conference he's so amped about. But when we got there, it was so far beyond. I was like, oh, this isn't just about supporting him at this great conference. This is an amazing movement.
Yeah.
Oh, little fish, big pond, big splash, big bag. Little fish, big pond, big splash, big bag.
What's going on, world? Welcome back, man, to a special edition. I can't even say a regular edition, a special edition of the Next Level Speakers podcast. I'm your host, CJ. Y'all know who that is at the end. I got my boy Jeremy in the building.
Yes,
Jay, what's
sir.
up, man? How you feeling?
Man, amazing, bro.
Yes.
Locked in.
Yes.
Today we have on the show a power couple.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Power. I'm talking
power.
about ghost power. You know what I'm saying?
Doctors,
Power book
you know what I'm
2
saying?
and 3.
Listen, Dwight and Jennell Riddick, man, I'm so excited for them to be on the show today, see, kind of share their story, their journey, man. So, bro, I'm pumped up. This one's gonna be filled with heat. They got a lot of power.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling good though, man.
For sure. This is the first time we've ever had a couple on the show.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I feel honored to, have our first couple. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, your background, Jennell. We'll start with you. Kind of like how you got into speaking. I know you both are, Dr. Riddicks. So tell us about the whole transition into speaking and how you all started this journey.
Absolutely. So thank y'all so much for having us. We're honored to be here.
Of course.
So I started speaking, I got licensed to preach at 14. So I was in the faith community.
You need a license to preach?
Yeah, well, in our context.
I was about to say,
like to make
in
it
my
official.
hood, we just stand up and be like, God is good. You know what I'm
And go, right?
We don't get certified, Jay. We just kind of roll out there and do your thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was in that space for quite some time, of course, and then I started doing a lot in schools with students before I started my own nonprofit for girls and women's empowerment. So just always kind of been in me, and my parents even tell me when I was a little girl, I would line up my doll babies and teddy bears and empower them. And so now it's just amazing to see, like, it's real
Where did
people
that come
out
from,
there.
though? Where do you think that came from? Like, I don't want to get too much into your upbringing just this second, but like, did you grow up like with a great household so you felt like responsible to give back? You mentioned your father, who sounds like a strong presence in your life. Like, where did that spirit of like, I need to empower people come from?
Incredible parents, incredible community, amazing church family. And so but I realized everybody didn't have that. And so I wanted to be that voice of empowerment for everybody, even for my peers and those older than me.
Man,
so I kind of had this boldness, like, I know I might be younger than you, but I still got something I want to share.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy, Jennell? Like, so that's my story as well. Like, my father was like the most incredible father in the world, and I grew up with that like sense of responsibility to give back. And I feel like a lot of speakers, and I'm sure you feel it too, sometimes I used to feel like an inferiority complex back in the day, looking at like my wife and Ian as like broken home, abandoned building, no daddy, no mom, no. Then you're like, oh man, like I don't know what I got to give, but I realized I had to give from a place of strength.
Sure.
And so it's great to hear your story and somebody else who, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, one time for the great households growing up, you know what I'm saying, who's still doing it.
Yeah.
Tell her about the first time you gave that big speech though, when you were young.
Oh, my first speech I think I gave was 14 as well. Yeah, eighth grade is 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, eighth grade I introduced the mayor of the city of Lansing. They told me I had like 20 minutes. I remember being like, all right. So I just got up in front of the school, and they had like the community come to my middle school, and everybody was there, and I introduced the mayor at the time and Mayor Hollister, and it was over from there. But yeah, similar story. So Yeah, and let's get you in here, Doc. Tell us a little bit, how did you get into this?
Man, same thing. I was running from it, though. So my dad was a pastor, right? And so...
And where are y'all from again?
Virginia.
Yeah, okay,
like the Tidewater part of Virginia.
Okay, got you.
For news, that area. Yep. So my dad was a pastor, so you know how that is. Anytime somebody needs something to get done, pastors can't do it. Like read the scripture, do the prayer. And so by the time I got to college, I was kind of like done with it. I was like, I'm not doing that, right? I'm gonna play ball, computer science nerd, right? So I'm doing all of that.
You kind of look like Kenny Anderson. I told you that before.
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm working.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
I'm working on that.
You know what I'm
working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I'm in college and trying not to do it, right? Just trying to sit behind this computer, do that. And people keep asking questions, and so I'm answering the questions. And then it's like, well, come speak to this group. And so over time, just kept speaking and speaking. And started a ministry, same thing. That's actually kind of how we met.
Yes, we wouldn't have met if you weren't speaking.
Okay, wait. Where was this at now?
So it's a good route, right?
Did you have your license?
I had to get licensed.
Okay, come on. I want to see if you riding dirty.
Yo, they tested me and everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
okay, so y'all met at a conference?
Kind of roundabout. So we would often be like on a similar circuit. So we might be a 5-day revival, and he might do one night, and I might do one night. So we knew of each other. And people were like, "Have you met Dwight Riddick? He's a phenomenal young man." I was like, "Heard of him, never met him."
Let me find that. That's crazy, right? Yeah. So it's like the flyer was
17
both of us.
years.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Like we both be on the flyer. She'd be like Monday night, I'd be like Friday night. And then be switched, and we would just passing each other until finally we were at the same conference.
Who said something first?
That's me.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I wanted to see. I just wanted to see.
Yeah, come on,
You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So then y'all, obviously meet, y'all start dating, y'all get married, and then what does that turn into? Do y'all like build a church out, or like what happens after that? Like,
yeah. So actually, I got called and started pastoring a church while we were dating. We got married like a year into that.
Yep.
But she was already preaching, right? And I was already pastoring, and so. For me, it was like, she's already doing her thing. So I want you to sit back seat to what I'm doing. So we both came on staff. And so at that point, I was probably more into pastoring and executive coaching.
Okay.
And she was kind of traveling everywhere, speaking. And we just pushed that. So for me, it wasn't like, stay here because I'm here. It's kind of like, look, let's do your thing. Then she built a nonprofit up. And then that jumped from like 35 girls to at one point over 800 and kept moving around. And so that's kind of how we kept the speaking going.
Yeah, absolutely. And so then from there, that turns into you guys joining Next Level. Where did that come about, and what was the goal for it? You guys are already doing it big. You're already successful. You're already out there. What was the kind of call behind joining Next Level?
Sure. So I was actually coming with Dwight. There was this conference. He was amped about. He was like, Jeremy Anderson, ET, they're coming together. It's going to be incredible. Yep. So I was excited to come with him. I was like, support my band, because I was at a conference prior to coming to the conference.
Same week.
And the same week, literally, I left there. Yeah. So he had come to support my conference. I was doing like a Women on the World stage. Had just literally won their speaking competition. We jumped on the plane, came to the conference.
You say you won?
I won.
Hold on, just don't split. Don't fly by that. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I just want to like, no, just let it know. Sit in that.
Thank you.
Congrats.
I was excited about that.
Yep.
Jumped on the plane. So he supported my endeavor. I was like, I'm gonna go support him at this conference he's so amped about. But when we got there, it was so far beyond. I was like, oh, this isn't just about supporting him at this great conference. This is an amazing movement.
Yeah.
When I left my 9-to-5 during a national pandemic, I never saw myself 3 years later having a full-time coaching and speaking business that would sustain me beyond my corporate salary. My name is Demetra Moore. I am a professional coach and speaker. Being a part of the Next Level community has done some amazing things in my life. It has allowed me to excel and grow in my business and has helped me to become an expert communicator. With the support of the Next Level community and coaches, and not to mention the accountability, I have been able to make 6 figures in 12 months. If someone would have told me that I could make this amount of income impacting the lives of leaders and entrepreneurs, I would have called them crazy.
Yeah. And what was your kind of lead into it? Because again, sometimes we got newbies, right, who join. They like, man, I never spoke. I feel like I got a gift. I feel like I got a calling. y'all have been doing this work for years. Why did you still feel the need to, let me go surround myself with these guys and learn even more?
Yeah, so I didn't know what to expect, right? Because we've been in ministry, we do conferences all the time.
Right.
Yeah, so we came into this one, and when we looked up, one, it was just the community. Everybody was so amped coming in. It was professionally done, right? And so from the time we walked in the door, screens, greeters, and then like when people got on stage, it was different, right? It was like I heard a lot of people speak, but and it wasn't what you heard. Like you could feel it. It was just like something you feel. And then to be honest, I mean, when we started doing baptisms in the hotel pool,
I thought he was gonna fall out. I was like,
right.
Come on.
That was different, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm watching ministry and marketplace happen at the same time.
Yep.
People are getting game on practical tips, and so at some point I was like, okay, this is different. So I'm pushing her.
Yep.
So I'm nudging like, man, you got to do this. Like this is gonna push your speaking to the next level.
Yep.
and I'm like, babe, this is your community. Like these people, they love the Lord, but they're efficient and effective. Like these are your people, babe. Like you got to do this.
So that's rich. So was that in 22? The conference in 2022?
Yes.
22? 23?
21.
When did we 22? Well, we just...
Yeah, that was the one
hasn't even been a year yet.
In June last year.
At the Hyatt.
Yeah, at the Hyatt.
That's right.
Oh, no, that joint was crazy.
Because then we was at the Marriott in 22. And Holy Ghost broke and we baptized 45 people. And then before that, so that was, so this is fresh.
Fresh.
80 plus.
And then on the first day.
Right.
Then the second, when my pops and ET came to me and was just like, the spirit moving, it's more people. They was like, go give another appeal. I was like, okay, like a repitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the people came.
Yes.
So let me ask you all this, and I'll go to you first, Jennell. Tell the folks, like, what audience of people are you speaking to, and how has, the learning, the training kind of enhanced what you're already doing?
Sure. So my dominant audience right now is women's empowerment. So in the faith space, but also women executive directors such as myself who may have their own businesses and corporations. But because my nonprofit reaches so many young girls, schools will also help me come in often to work with the girls and empower them. So for young ladies, elementary school, middle school, high school, all the way up to adult women who are writing their books, running their businesses. And what the Academy has done for me, I always thought I was a big thinker. And then I got in this community and it expanded, it stretched me. It said, okay, you've been doing some things, but there's a whole nother level of impact and desire to be even more excellent. And so that's really what the community has shown me and exposed me to. And so now I'm like, as you often say, I'm just getting started. I'm like, we got 30 schools in our program now. I'm like, there's so much more ahead. So that's what the program has done for me, just giving me that extra oomph.
30 schools is major.
30 schools.
Let me tell you something. Jennell will run over a big fact in a minute. She be running by like it ain't nothing. I'm like, look, come on, man. You got to talk and let the people know God is blessing. So are y'all doing, how much do y'all do like together, right? Like, is it a lot? Like, because my wife, it's so funny, my wife was like, one time we got into it, because my wife, I told you she's in ministry, I'm about to connect her and Jennell, but like, my wife was like, she had an attitude with me one day, and I was like, what's going on? She was like, well, you coach everybody, but you don't coach me. And I was like, yeah, and I'm not going to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all, as y'all know, my style is a little bit more direct. And you know what? And I was thinking that to myself yesterday, I was like, man, when I hear people speak and everybody get their feedback, like, I forget to be like, I like that. I only go to like what needs to be corrected. I don't know if it's because of time or whatever, but it's like, I'm gonna try to help you correct those things. Right. Now here, I told my wife, here go your problem. You open the feedback, but it hurts you. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, so she, like, my wife gonna internalize, like I tell her like, oh yeah, you kind of messed that up. And she'd be like, well, no, I just don't know why I'm not really executing. Like, I don't know if God's not speaking to me. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't want to coach her.
I hear you.
And so, but she understood. Like, and I was like, babe, I want to make sure the household is,
sure.
I coach all day. I'm not trying to come home and coach my wife. And so she understood. And so we moved past it, but she isn't, in ministry and, speaking per se. So how do the two of you work together, and does that present any challenges?
And then I want to hear about the lane.
Jennell, what was that look for? And look, I wasn't trying to stir up no drama. FYI, I was just trying to help people. Yeah, because Jennell like,
So first tell us
how much time you got.
Okay, yeah, so for me, the audience is professionals. So I'm doing corporate.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the schools, but it's professional development for the staff and for admin. So we did youth ministry. I love the kids. I work with the kids. And so we package that, but really what I'm trying to do is help the teachers collaborate, innovative collaboration, so that they're better.
Okay.
And if they're better, they can help the kids.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And together, go ahead.
Yeah, so we do a lot together. We pursued our doctoral degrees together. We tag team preach, and so that's usually how our congregation always gets amped about that.
What does that mean? Like, y'all do one sermon together?
One sermon together.
Like we split sentences.
Yeah, from introduction to conclusion.
Okay, I got to pull up at the church.
Come through.
And y'all both licensed? I know it's going crazy.
So we do a lot together, but our styles are different.
So do y'all practice at home and y'all
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you how I know they practice. So for those of y'all that don't know, when the
I've never heard of this. This is
amazing. No, it's phenomenal.
This is amazing.
So the people in our Speakers Elite program that come to masterminds, they get to be on stage, you know what I'm saying, and speak.
Right.
Out of all of the 100+ people that have been on stage, hands down, y'all were my favorite. See, bro, when they was on stage and they was just flowing and y'all was finishing each other's sentence, you know what I'm saying? And Dwight would be like, and in order for you to go to the next level, Jennell kicks in, you gotta have perseverance. And then blah, 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 blah. But if you really wanna win, you gotta, then he kick in, go all in, and don't have no, I was just like, yo. And so, answer his question, I know that takes practice, because that thing was, I was looking like, I've never seen anything like this before. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
You gotta really be in love to do that too, because it's like y'all got a sermon coming up the next day. You can't be beefed out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta work on our message.
Right. And embracing each other's differences.
Yeah.
So Dwight is very good on his toes. And so on the way to church, I'm like, babe, I need a little bit more, like the Holy Spirit is in me, but I wanna make sure that what I'm saying is in tune. So our styles flow well together, even though our differences. I think that's what helps us do so much together.
So maybe that's what I need to do. Me and my wife need to start, you know what I'm saying, doing it together.
And embracing the differences, right?
Maybe should be a little bit more receptive. You know what I'm saying? No, that's amazing, man. Well, thank y'all for joining us.
Thank
y'all for having us.
Let the people know where they can connect with y'all at, where they can connect with the ministry, the movement. Like, what's the best way to follow y'all?
Sure. So for me, drjennellriddick.com, fabulous website created by none other than the Next Level Speaking Academy.
Come on.
Absolutely, same thing, dwightriddick.com, and it has been produced by the Next Level, so we appreciate you.
And y'all's Instagram?
Yes, so at dsriddick2, dsriddick2.
And at Dr. Jennell Riddick.
Man, Dr. Riddick and Dr. Riddick, amazing. Y'all are phenomenal. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the community and trusting us to coach and all of those other things. So, man, as you see, phenomenal couple here, another power success story in the Next Level Speakers Academy. We appreciate y'all. We love you. We out of here. Jay, any final words?
See you next week.
Peace.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Jeremy Anderson here, founder of Next Level Speakers Academy. And look, we're always looking to see how we can take to the next level. Me and my team have been meeting, and we said, man, how can we enhance the experience, right? How can we put the people within our community in the best position to get as many opportunities to speak and share their gift and their message with the world? I am pleased to announce that we have just launched our Next Level brand studio. For those of you all that's in the Facebook group and online and send me DMs, Jeremy, who did your website? Who does your branding? Who did your EPK? Who does your reel? We now build a team of people that's been working with us for years that's now gonna work with you. So for those of you all that want a brand, right? You want a real custom logo and an EPK and business cards. You really wanna put yourself in the best position to really be taken seriously. We've got the opportunity for you, right? For those of you that said, man, I need a website that's nice like yours, Jeremy. I don't have as much content, but I got enough to get a really strong website to put me in the best position. Man, we've done so many websites. We've got the team, the crew ready to support you. For those of y'all that realize people don't want to book speakers who are trying to be speakers, they want to book speakers who are already speaking, and you understand the importance of having a real polished and powerful professional speakers reel. Man, we got the team that's been working with me for over a decade, and now my team is your team. So whether you need a brand, you know, a branding and a logo and EPK and all of that, whether you need a brand new website, whether you need a speaker's reel, Next Level Brand Studio is the go-to place for premier speakers like you. It's ready to take your message and your brand and your story to the next level.